Charity Camp here. I hope you're having a blessed day. Let's do this. Okay, this is an article. Scientists find traces of sea plankton on ISS surface? Sea plankton? In space? Who's making this shit up? We have found traces of sea plankton and microscopic particles on the Illuminator surface. This should be studied further. Really? Really? How about that? Maybe this should be studied. How about the fact that you're underwater? Maybe that's why you got sea plankton? Would that make more sense? Or are you somehow, making it through the firmament? What makes more sense? This is insane. So the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. Gravity makes water stick to the bottom of a sphere. Laughing my ass off. Y'all got any more of that curve? You mean curve around? Okay, this is what's going on. If this is the case, then why is it that people all over this fake globe feel different speeds? Why doesn't everybody talk about all these different speeds at different locations? You don't ever get that, do you? Yeah, I looked into it, but I've seen the curve once. Okay, here's flat, here's fake, GoPro lens fake. You go outside, you never see the fake curve when you do with your real eyes. You realize. I'm often asked by globe earthers if the Earth is flat, then why isn't it daytime all over the world at the same time? The same reason this candle doesn't light the whole room, or that flashlight, or that light bulb, or anything light everything, because this is how it looks. It only lights so much of the surface at a time. It's not 93 million miles away. It's not so big that you could fit a million Earths in it. That's complete retardation. Okay, you've been completely indoctrinated. It's the same size of the Earth. We're talking probably around 32 miles wide, 3,000 miles in distance. Okay, so you think the Earth casts a shadow on the moon? Well, which is it then? Number one, convex. Number two, the flat line. Or number three, concave. Shadow cast by Earth, debunked. Slave mentality. It's a ball. Number two, we've discovered everything. Number three, don't question it. Okay, so here we go. More fakery with NASA, faking they're in space. They're all on these little hanging things at their waist, so it doesn't look like they're hanging from up here. They're all constantly moving and bouncing up around. It's so ridiculously fake. When you speed up the videos, they're all just bouncing up and down on these things. You clearly see they're hanging. Clearly. It's embarrassing. And then here, more fakery. This guy is coming around here, going around the corner. There he goes. And then, he disappears before he's supposed to leave, out of sight. More fakery. Why is there, if they're really in space, why does anything have to be fake? There should not be one thing that's fake at all, ever. Okay, so this is what we're trying to get people to put on the sunglasses. Nikola Tesla cell tower, flat disk plane with firmament above. Look at it. He just replicated what we're living in as a Tesla coil system run by AI. Okay, do you think the greatest scientist inventor who ever lived on the face of this earth, it's a face because it's flat, may have known the secrets of our electromagnetic world we live in? Of course he did. That's why he tried to give us free energy. Okay, a gaseous body cannot exist adjacent to a vacuum without something separating the two. It contradicts itself. Okay, basketballs are flat. You just went full retard? Never go full retard. Okay, look. Where's the curvature? Where? Okay, look. See all these little knobbies pointing different directions? That proves curvature. There is curvature. Draw a flat line, and what do we have here? We just cut off the curvature. You just cut off the scalp. You just scalped it. It's got curvature. Your pathetic attempts at ridicule are laughable. They really are. Okay, here you go. All the space agencies are controlled by guess who? NASA, of course. They got a monopoly on everything. Look, anything that's worth anything in this place, they got a monopoly on. Okay, period. Case closed. They got a monopoly on everything. They're illegal, so they got a monopoly on everything. Assumptions of the theory of gravity. Forms spheres in space, bending water. Creates black holes. Has a separate boson responsible for the force, graviton. Attracts everything in the universe to everything else with mass. Then if that were the case, why does everything orbit everything instead of like the definition states? It doesn't do what the definition says. They orbit each other. It's nonsense what they say. Bends an invisible, undetectable field called space-time. Bends light over many light years. Attracts everything to the center of the mass. Mass exists. Tesla said particles don't even exist. It's ridiculous. He said that's a joke. Everything's a wave, sine wave. All right, all of these assumptions, people attempt to prove with the fact that things fall down. This is a form of NLP mind control called pacing and leading, whereby you mix observable phenomena with assumptions to achieve the desired state of brainwashing. The only observable evidence we have for gravity is the fact that things fall down. This is evidence of a downward pulling force previously attributed to density, and not evidence of the theory of gravity. Okay, it's not a force, it's effect. It's not a force, it's an effect. It's an effect of density. The cause of its falling down is density. It's not a force. Okay? Why helium rises is less density. It rises to its density level. Everything goes to its density level. So if it's not dense, it's going to rise. If it's very dense, it's going to fall, unless there's something more dense in the way, both ways. You still think we live in a ball, you big dummy? Dumber than Jethro and Granny combined from the Beverly Hillbillies. This is what the worst child molester looks like right here. Straight out of proof. Yeah. I don't know where they get that, but flat Earth reality. Okay, this is what we need you to do. Research Airy's failure, proving that it failed to prove that the Earth is moving. All these different, research them all. Also, sundials, sextants, you know. Okay, how is all of this Antarctica in sunlight right now in this picture? In this fake, it's not a picture, it's an image, I know. Fake ass shit. The entire southern hemisphere is in light. We are laughing out loud. I'm laughing my ass off. And then this is transparent. Why is this fucking transparent right there? This is dog shit. You guys got to stop buying this shit. Okay, these are 100% real military patches. What are they trying to tell you? Dragons control you. Dragons are pissed and they control you. Draconian reptilians. Where do you get the word draconian? From dragon humanoid. Using their DNA without consent. How does a globe freeze? This is a, yeah. Whoa. How does a globe freeze on the poles in a distance? Man, I can't read this shit. Of 6.3 kilometers from the equator, but doesn't freeze the opposite side of the globe when it turns 12 kilometers away from the sun. So you got, I mean, none of this shit works. It's all a blunder. You can tear it all a new a-hole, all of it. Okay, the Gulf of Mexico was a mining quarry. Look how deep that shit is. Look at it. This whole place is a quarry wasteland. There's no trees or forests or anything. It's a wasteland compared to what it was. Helios, hell, this is a religion, sun worshipping. Okay, them telling you thinking that everything revolves around the sun and the sun's a focal point. You're the focal point. You're the focal point of creation. You're the bullseye. You're important. Okay, you're the center of creation. You're not an insignificant pale blue dot. Idiot Carl Sagan, Freemason idiot. Okay, here's your fooling people into thinking we have a space telescope since 1995. Liars. Okay, First of all, there's no craters where they came down in a landing. and there's no dust disturbed on top of the lunar legs or pads. I mean, this looks brand new, but you know what? Problem here is, look, it's a tweaker shelter. Scotch tape is holding together tinfoil. There's a gap there. There's a gap there. Oh, they didn't get tinfoil all the way around to the rest of this this thing. Look, you see that? And then it's not even folded right here this consistently. Look, this is tinfoil. There's no way that this can make 3,000 degrees. You might be able to put a baked potato in it and cook it at 300 degrees. That's it. That's all you get on that with that. Globe head. If Earth is flat, why can't I see China? Oh boy, flat earther. I'm sorry I didn't realize we can see through buildings, hills, mountains, 100 feet high waves, dense weather, atmospheric distortions, vanishing points, and pollution. I'm such an idiot. No, this is why you got to use binoculars and telescopes. It's called your eyes are limited due to perspective, convergence, all this stuff. Vanishing points, everything. But for some reason, they think you're supposed to see forever. No matter how... You cannot see forever. It's insane how dumb these bastards are. They really are dumb. It's insulting. The moment you realize these are all fake, and it hurts. This is cartoon comical. Okay, am I missing something? Neil Armstrong's boots, big circle here, and then they give you this shit. Of course, there's this footprint, but the lunar pad back here didn't make anything, right? Whoops. Whatever. Nothing. No imprint at all. But this guy that weighs hardly anything put a big, huge imprint. Okay, more fakery. Okay, the Earth takes shape like clay under a seal. Its features stand out like those of a garment. In other words, it's flat. You can't put a seal on a ball. It's not proof, but the ancients knew it was flat. This souvenir is the most honest thing NASA has ever created. They're telling you right here, you're in a dome, and they're faking you out. I've watched these things fly right back into the ocean myself. Eyewitness. That's why I'm awake. I couldn't understand what was going on. I even had cognitive dissonance. Polaris North Star stationary. How's this possible on Earth spinning at 1,000 miles an hour? Flying through space. And then, you know, you're moving, and then you're moving with the sun, and then you're moving with the galaxy, and then it's going towards the Andromeda Galaxy. Shut the fuck up. God damn, these fuckers. Man. Yeah, NASA, suck my balls. Okay, this is kind of off topic, but you know what? Everything creates its own electromagnetic field. Your heart is the most powerful one. True intelligence. Your brain is inferior. Follow your heart. Okay, this is what we live in. A Tesla coil system run by AI. Okay? Tesla replicated it and tried to give us free energy, so they blackballed them. Okay, more bullshit from NASA exposed. Where on earth are NASA's rovers sending pictures from? Devon Island, Canada. Look at that. Just make it red and everybody will love it. That look you get when you tell people the earth is flat. It's a timepiece. This is where you get time. Time is fake and everything because this place is fake. Worship your golden calf. There you go. Tinfoil, different types of tinfoil color, plastic curtain rods. A tweaker shelter would have a better chance. Yeah, I mean, you got a vacuum and air. How do they interact? Not real. You can't have a vacuum and then an atmosphere. It contradicts itself. Again, we're trying to get you to put on the sunglasses. Okay, here you go. This is supposed to be the dark side of the moon with that dumb spot always you get. And then it's pear-shaped like Neil deGrasse Tyson. This is Neil's version of the Earth. It's an oblate spheroid. A little bit pear-shaped, you know? A little more at the bottom. A little bit pear-shaped. Your head's pear-shaped. Okay. Cheers to all the flat earthers that get it. Okay, look at how flat this shit is. Shit's flat. Man, I mean, look at the... I just can't... How did this fit in that? How did this fit in that? Then why... Look at this shit. Oh, my God. There's curtains falling apart. Look at all this shit. It's all falling apart.